Good evening, sir. This is my project presentation. This is my login page, and my username is admin, and my password is also admin. And let's press login. Login successful. And this is my main interface. My system is delivery lorry registration system. We can enter our register number such as WAQ 71234. Model is Mitsubishi, and the size of the lorry is 3.0 ton. Then I press add, then this will pop out the message that say save successful, and I will continue add up for 5 lorry. Okay, this I add for 5 lorries, and if I want to delete one of them, I just click it and delete, and it will show delete successful. Then if I want to update, like I want to update this register number become PHC 7755, and I press update, then it will show that update successful here. So if I want to have a search for no matter for the register number, for the model, or for the size, I can just key in for, if I want to search for this KED 5544 KED, then it will pop up this. And if I want to search about the model for Mitsubishi, then I have 2 lorry registered for the Mitsubishi model. And last, for the size is if I want 2 ton 2.0, then it will pop up the 2.0 ton that have been registered. This is the function of this system. Thank you. The login page, and this is where I declare all the frame, label, text field, password field, and buttons that I use in this login page. And I will set the bound for them, and I add them into my frame, and my frame layout is null, and my frame size is 300 and 200, and I set the visible is become true, and I set the location to make it pops up in the middle when I run this program, and I set the resizable become false to make it can't resize, and I set default close operation is when I press the close button, and the program will automatically stop. For the button, I call for the login button, I will call the next class, which is login class, and I pass the username here, and I pass the password, and I pass the frame to the login class. And for the cancel button, I dispose the frame to stop the system. And if I type here admin and admin, then I press login button, it pop up login successful, but it is not here because I got in the login class, which is I pass the username, I pass the password, and I pass the frame to become here. And then I declare a private final character password, which act as the password, the true password. Then if this password equal, and I declare this password equal new character for admin, and if username equals admin and array dot equal pass. I compare the password from the user insert by user and the password in this login class. If the login class match, then it will show the message login successful, and it will call the main interface. That after that it will dispose this frame because the login page will no longer be neat. Else, if I key in for wrong password or wrong username, I will demonstrate. If I key in admin1 and admin, the password is correct but the username is wrong, so login failed, and it will prompt you to insert again. Login successful. This is my main interface. For the main interface part, I also declare for this element that going to use by me for this system. There are JFrame, 4 labels, 4 text field, and 3 buttons. I declare the labels for this swing constant to right to make them align to right, and I also set bound for them, and I also add them into the frame and set size, set the layout, set the visible to false, and set visible to true, set location relative to null, and set the default close operation. This is the basic of my main interface. Then I also have the ArrayList for that, using this class as my ArrayList, and my ArrayList name is Lori, and this is the default table model for my JTable, and this is JTable I declare for the purpose to print out the information that we save. So I include the JTable into scroll pane to make the header can be seen by us. Then I declare the table header as object and name it register number, model, and size. Then I set the column identifier for the model and I set the table model. This table row sorter is to add row sorter to perform search. And this code is for table cannot be editable, and here this is align the information in the table to the center. This is button 1, add button. The add button act as add new information that key in by the user. If register number not equals to null, Lori model not equals to null, and ton not equals to null, then it will perform this code. And else, if there is one of them is being null, I will perform it. I press add, then it will show the message, please fill in all the blanks. And if I fill in all the blanks, WA8Z 134, the model is Mitsubishi again, and the size for it is 3.5, then I press add. It will perform. It will add to the array list and add to the model, which will appear in the line, appear in the table, And this add data method I will explain later. For the delete button here, there are two functions because I have the search here. So if I didn't search the selected row, I just get from the table here, table.get selected row. If I search for information, then the selected row from the table just left 3, so it is a mismatch. So I just get from table also, but table.convert row index to model, so I can get the correct table, the correct row even I have searched here. So for this, the delete button, if selected row, I select this, then model dot remove selected row, it will just remove, and it will call the delete method that I will explain it later, and it will show the delete successful message and set the text field for register number, model, and tone to null, so it have no value here again. So for the update button, it is the same, that it has two functions, without search and with search. So if there is no search, I get the row from the table. If there is search, then I get the row, convert the row index to model. So if I want to update this NUG6609, I just press it and I update the size to 4.0 and press update. Update successful. Then so here is the point. If selected row is larger than 0 and the line not equal to null, line 1 not equal to null and line 2 not equal to null, which means if the data here is not null, then it will set the value to the model and it will update the data that I will explain later to the file, and it will pop up this message, update successful, and again it will set the text field, free text field, to null also, just like this. After I press OK, and it will pop up like this. So for the mouse listener, this is the key to Discord here. For if I press this is the selected row here, then it will set the text field value. So I select this, it will set the register number to WAQ1234 and the model to Mitsubishi and size to 3.0 because I have the code here. And even I select the other row, it will also perform this action. So after that, this is the search function. This text field 3.get document .add document listener, new document listener. Then this is the 3 method that Java need me to implement so that I didn't have error. They work like this. If I want to search whether register number, model, and size, I can have a search that I mentioned in earlier. So I will then perform it here. And after this is the add data method here. File, create a file, and create file writer that include file, and create a print writer that include the file writer. Then I print the information, the print line, and this ArrayList .get 0 because I use a for loop, and .get register number from the lorry class here that I will explain later, and get model and also get tone. So this is basically add data to the file, and this is load data from the file. I use scanner here. So while scan has next line, I declare a string called data to hold the line, and I declare an array to hold the data split comma here, because we declare the comma as the split. So if it meets a comma, then it will split the data become 2, and it meets the second comma, it will split the data become 3, just like here. This is the example here. So it meet the first comma here, it will separate WAQ1234 and Mitsubishi to different data, and it meets again a comma here, so it will separate Mitsubishi and 3.0 to another data. So it will load back the data and print to the table here that exists in the file. So I close this, I run again, admin. So I also get back the file that I saved before here. So this is the delete data. I remove the selected row from the list, array list. Then I call the add data method to print the new array list back here. Print the new array list back to the file to make sure the selected row being cancelled. And this is the update data method. I pass value, register number, pass model, and pass the ton, because this is the new data that I want to save in the array list. I first remove the array list that I don't want, and I add back to the index which I selected, and add back the new data that I pass through this update data method. And I again call the add data method to print the new value of the selected row. This is my lorry class. I have 3 private string here, which are register number, model, and ton, that I get from the input from text field 1 and text field 2, sorry. And I can get the register number, get the model, and get ton. I get the data here. When I want to print to the file, I just get from the array list, and I just get the array list index and get the register number, get the model, and also get the ton here. So this is my lorry class to store the lorry value. That's all. Thank you.